In your health report this morning, the American Heart Association says improving CPR training could save more lives. New research shows online in-person CPR courses are falling short. Many people never really master the technique or they forget what to do. That's why experts suggest courses that should offer shorter but more frequent learning sessions with more real-life experience.
Yes, to talk a little bit more about the recent study and show us what we can all do, Brian Jensen, the manager of Providence Medford Cath Lab, is joining us live in studio. Brian, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
So you saw the study. Do you agree with it? Do we need more shorter, frequent training?
I do. You know, this is something that people don't do very often, hopefully. It is definitely a skill that is only utilized maybe once or twice, maybe in a lifetime. So the more frequent training you can get to keep it fresh, to keep it in your mind, the better off they'll be.
So what are some of the basic moves here?
So basic moves, really what we're doing is trying to teach hands-only CPR to bystanders. That is the most important thing because most of the time, a lot of people are intimidated by performing the entire CPR process, especially the mouth-to-mouth piece. So what we're doing now is just teaching hands-only CPR, which is where you take both of your hands, you get in the middle of the chest, use the base of your hand here, and use your weight, and actually go. You want about 100 to 120 compressions a minute.
Okay.
An easy way to remember that is the song "Staying Alive."
Yes.
I think everybody's heard that.
I think we've all heard that.
And that gives you the beat, 100 to 120 compressions per minute.
So,
exactly.
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
So, can you just talk about the importance of people really knowing this? I'm sure you've seen a lot of people and just how it's been successful in knowing CPR.
Right. So CPR, if done in the out in public, if you see somebody go down, just by doing CPR, you can actually double or triple a person's chances of survival.
Wow.
So that's very, very impressive numbers. CPR will actually get the oxygen moving, get the blood pumping. There is still enough oxygen in your blood to actually keep that person alive with that CPR. And they are still getting air in and out as you do the compressions. So that is the most important thing, is just to make sure that you're doing good, deep compressions and moving that blood.
How often do you think people should get training?
As often as possible.
As often as possible.
Yeah,
easy enough, right?
At least once a year is what I would recommend, just to keep that fresh, keep it in your mind. And it doesn't really change a whole lot, especially with hands-only CPR, but the more that they can do it, the better.
And how are you spreading the word?
So Providence, we actually will go out and we do community events a couple times a year through the Heart and Vascular program. So we will teach hands-only CPR to anybody that wants to come.
Easy enough. Brian, thanks so much. We appreciate you being here from
you.
Providence.
That was a great learning experience. Learned a lot.
Absolutely. Stay with us. We have got a lot more news and weather coming up after the break. We'll be back in just a few.